This is the last case of the year in November of 2024, and this is the last diecast mainline unboxing for the channel of the year. Unless 2025 cars somehow hit my area soon. They are hitting some areas at the time that this is being recorded. At Target, I believe it is case N, if I'm not mistaken. They are picking up directly after this case, which is case M. So it's weird how they're not resetting to case A, B, C, D, E, F, G, just like any other year. There have been a couple of years where they don't reset. So this isn't the first time. It's nothing new. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Piston Cup Productions, and this is the final case of 2024, Case M. Let's get to it. So it took me quite a hassle to get these. If you guys saw the last hunt video, I had so much trouble finding these. They were seen at H-E-B. A couple Walmarts have been getting them here and there. Target just completely skipped it at the time that this is being filmed. And so this case has just been very scarce. I ended up finding them at an H-E-B 20 minutes away, which was also in the last hunt video, and it was completely empty stocked. They had no sign of this case, and they just randomly got it. And the crazy part is, I unintentionally went to that H-E-B. I wasn't planning to stop by, and once I actually did stop by, I had a hard time parking because it was just so packed. I think it took me like 10 minutes to park. But once I actually parked, I was talking crap, saying all this effort just to find nothing. And as soon as I walked up to the car section, all of the highlights were just sitting there, except one. Do you guys know who it is? I'll put an image on the screen, but yeah, that is right. It is Mandy Frunderbender? I don't know how you pronounce that last name. It is the Taco Mint crew chief, completely missing from this case. Now, here in the United States, it is mainly just 12 count cases. Maybe there's that one-off store that has a 24 count case, but for the majority, it is 12 count cases here in the United States. Target gets 24 counts, but I don't even want to put them on the list of like people who get 24 counts, because it's like every blue moon when they do. If they got in case M, that'd be amazing, because then everyone could just get Mandy. But the fact is, Walmart and H-E-B have been, in my personal experience this year, the ones to go get new singles. And I'll touch on distribution real quick, because Mandy has only been found, to my knowledge, in Australia and Spain. That is it. Hasn't been found in Mexico, hasn't been found in Canada, hasn't been found here in the United States especially, and it's just completely MIA. And I don't know why Mattel would cut out that vehicle, but in my opinion, that is the rarest car of 2024, only because it wasn't distributed properly. If it was, then I don't think it would be so rare. But since it isn't, this is the situation we're in. So yeah, I unfortunately do not have Mandy for this video. I really wanted to, but Mandy, I think, just deserves its complete own video. That's how bad her situation is. Because for Mandy, we need to talk about her distribution, her design, the hate she's been receiving this year, because not a lot of people are really a fan of her design and look to begin with, and there's a good reason towards it. I don't want to give any opinions right now and just remain unbiased or, unopinionated, if that's even a word. But yeah, once we get Mandy, I'll definitely do a more in-depth talk about her. Since we don't have her, I really don't want to get into anything about her besides the fact that she's missing from this case. But anywho, super happy to finally have these. I finally have the final GRC racer of the year, Cruz Ramirez, and it's kind of anticlimactic because these were supposed to be this year's like special collection or limited edition, not even limited editions, because these are coming out again next year. I guess just special releases, if that makes sense. I don't know. I think this is something we can discuss in the comments, but to someone who is just starting out on cars, us as the longtime Cars fans, how do you explain the GRC to them? Because I was thinking maybe you just say, oh, they're expanded universe cars. They're not going to know what the hell that is. They're going to think, is this from the third movie? But just, I don't remember that paint job. Right, okay. So how do you explain something like the GRC to a new cars collector? So that's something to discuss about in the comments. But anywho, here is Cruz Ramirez's artwork. It looks fantastic. I love it. I love the colors and everything. Everything just pops so much. There she is. Finally excited to have her. I think this might be one of my favorite ones that they've released. And the next video will definitely be a comparison and ranking of every single GRC racer together. And I've been waiting so long to do that sort of video because of Cruz here. Because she's taken forever to come into my room. But anywho, let's go ahead and unbox her. Oh, of course, you have the name at the bottom. It just looks kind of weird. I don't know why they put the name down there for these. It's kind of weird. Then you have like that weird blister. Cruz Ramirez, and now you hear just as Ram. She's a Dodge Ram, I guess. Anywho, here is Cruz Ramirez in GRC format. I like it. I really do. The only thing that's popping out to me straight off the bat is because of the mini racer. If not, I would have not really cared. But it's on the artwork as well. It's the fact that this black part right here just completely cuts off on the dinosaur. If you look at the mini here, you're supposed to have that complete hump. The whole dinosaur is supposed to fill in towards the back end as well. And here it's just completely cut and gone. And on the artwork, same thing. It's all full. It's the whole big hump on the dinosaur. This mainly bothers me because I know Mattel, and this is explained very simply in just a few words. Budget cuts. And what do I mean by that? Well, it's easier for them to print 1, 2, 3, 4, and just call it a day. Ship the vehicle out. If they go in and put more detail, like across this panel, like on the actual curves, I guess it's more costly to them. And the reason I say this is because when Mattel took over the Thomas the Tank Engine line, when they purchased that company and that brand, a lot of the toys became cheaped out. And especially with like the Trackmasters, the Taken Plays, and not the Taken Plays, what were they called? Adventures, and the Thomas Minis especially, they would do this stupid method of just print, and sometimes, most times, they wouldn't even print the back. So when I saw this, I immediately thought of how they were treating Thomas. It's like, okay, they don't want to put details because they just want to focus on those side prints, and they just completely leave out those crucial details. But I mean, it really just makes you question everything because you have the hexagons printed on there. No problem at all. So, I mean, really? You couldn't have just done that little hump right there? But that's my take on it. I think it's just a Thailand/Mattel thing and printing up at the factories. They're just lazy. It's just an extra step that would probably require a whole extra process before they can actually ship it out. Whereas here, you don't have to worry about that. It's all just printed and done. Ship it out, you know? But yeah, there's GRC Cruz, black on the hood with the logo in blue and white. It looks amazing. There is her expression looking really nice. I don't think we've seen something like this. Correct me if I'm wrong. Actually, I think this is the on-the-road casting. I take that back. Here is the normal Dinoco Cruz Ramirez. Yeah, so the mouth is slightly ever so different. The color of yellow as well. The numbers in black just look amazing. They're a lot bigger this time around instead of blue. And there are these sides, a huge difference in my opinion. Sponsors that were at the bottom are now up here, shoved in this top left corner of her door. GRC 51 logo, the dinosaur, yellow rims. There is the back, Global Racers Cup. You kind of have that like black sort of carbon look with that blue stripe going across and all this like little blue trim going towards the bottom with the hexagons. It looks really, really great. I love it. The black spoiler as well. It looks absolutely fantastic. You have like that GRC logo with the C going all the way across. The window bars are a little bit thicker. You got, of course, that like hexagon yellow pattern going all around. And the other side is completely the same as the other. And then you have more blue highlights on the tip sides of the spoilers. Next gen tires, of course. GRC logo slanting across in black. It just looks really, really great. And there are the bases as well. Finally, the expression compared to the Mini. I definitely like the one on the 155 scale counterpart a lot more. But yeah, main nitpick is just that little hump that just didn't get filled in, yet the Mini did somehow manage to get that. Like, come on, dude. And the other one is the fact that the color's wrong. And you're probably like, huh? What are you talking about? It has that like sort of metallic-y, bronzish look. Do you see that? Or is it just me? Look at the rims. That's gold. That's not. That's just yellow. That's an ugly yellow. So, yeah, her color is different to a normal Dynaco Cruz Ramirez, but none of these match up to that GRC Cruise color. If anything, that is the on-the-road Cruise color. I mean, they have so many of these in the factory. You're telling me they couldn't have used this Cruise as a base? Oh, wait. They did. Look, because it's the same damn expression. So, come on, Mattel. Why didn't you just use the same color? It bothers me. It really does, because here she looks absolutely stunning with that, like, bronze slash goldish color. And then you find out that it does exist from Cars on the Road, and they didn't use that color, but they used the same casting because of the mouth expression. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's a little disappointing, really. I don't know if there's a customizer out there who would be willing to do a GRC Cruise using this metallic base, but oh well. If Mattel sees this video, hopefully they take that complaint into consideration and update it. I doubt it. I really do. But anywho, let's move on now with Byron Crash fourth. Now, if this case was actually distributed properly, how much you want to bet this would be a peg warmer the same way this little fucker here is. Nile Speed Cone. No one likes that guy because every place you go, you just see this guy. So the fact they decided to make a blue one and then in a 9-pack they made a red one, it makes you question where the priorities are. Distribute the Taco Man Chief? No. Distribute blue pencil? Yes. What the hell, Mattel? There's the back of the packaging. We've seen all of these other releases before. I'm just so ready to get on the road over with. It's so weird. I mean, look at this dude's artwork. He looks so goofy and it's horribly placed. I mean, this guy is like, his tires are like somewhat on top of the stadium. Then the other half of him with his snoot is like sticking out forward. It almost looks like 3D. It looks horrible. I really just don't like how this artwork looks. In general, it's just a weird car. I never thought, if you would have told me 20 years ago that this would come out from the Cars franchise, I would have been like, huh? There's no way. Interesting how they packed it as well. Look at all this plastic that they use that they're supposedly trying to save on. Let me just show you real quick. I'm pretty sure you didn't have to do all that, man. I'm pretty sure it would have just perfectly fit like this. You could have just positioned it like this. Even like this, I think it works. It's just, for some odd reason, they just added this huge chunk right here. I think, well, I understand this. This is so that the car doesn't fall. But, like, all of this and, like, the position, it's just weird. Anywho, get rid of that box and let's just get straight into the vehicle. Some people theorized it was going to be set in two and you had to snap them together because of this seam line right here. Apparently, no, that's not the case. But there's not much to say about this guy. I kind of just wanted to get him done and done. There's his mouth. And then his face is like all the way over here with a little like exhaust right there. Let's zoom in on there. It's like a dark blue. Yeah, not bad. Blue little fin. And then the parachute is white on the back. And there is the base. Check out my new Apple pencil. And here are the other pencils in the lineup. You got like every color at this point. And ironically enough, it is the medium size, this Byron guy. So now you got the small, medium, and the large. So you got the whole set. So Mattel, please stop releasing these. We don't need another. I think we're good. Move on, please. There you go. There's a little better comparison with all three of them. I'm not really a fan of these. They're just, I mean, some people probably like this stuff, the obscure stuff. I like obscure stuff too from Cars. But this is too much. I just don't like these. I could care less about that guy. We're essentially done. I'm just going to take a look at Snot Rod real quick. We're not going to open him only because I am keeping him for a display wall that I'll show you guys in just a few seconds. But long story short, I brought out a couple variants to compare him to. Here is the Thailand Snot Rod from 2020, if I'm not mistaken. So, of course, the expression is different. The eyes, I think, might be the same. Can't really tell that well because of the blister. Well, that's on me for not opening it, but whatever. I'm willing to live with that. Those are kind of like a greenish color. I think they're about the same. Looking at the sides here, colors look almost identical as well. Nothing too crazy and drastic. Engines, I think, might be a different shade of gray. It might be just a blister that's throwing me off. They're always having trouble with the license plate color. Sometimes it's blue, sometimes it's white. I don't even know which one's movie accurate at this point. But yeah, this one's blue and this one's white. And then the metallic snot rod from Thailand had it blue. And then the China snot rod with flames had it in also blue. Okay, you know what? So maybe this is just a one-off. The main difference between both of these is the flame color. And a lot of people aren't a fan of this because it looks very cartoony. And I agree. I don't really see the point of why you would put... I don't even know what to call this. It's like completely solid of a color towards the top of the flame. I see what they were going for. Don't get me wrong. Because sometimes I guess fire looks like that, but not really. It just looks too cartoony. I don't think it was executed right. And Thailand, you know how to execute stuff right. So this is just a bit of a bummer, if that makes sense. There's the bottom. There's a weird yellow plastic there too that the China one didn't have before. The eyes obviously are different because of that eyeliner. There, the mouths. They look pretty much the same. I honestly prefer the China one still. I like the flames on that one. And then the Thailand one, it just kind of throws me off. But that's pretty much it with those two. Everything is pretty much similar. Nothing else different there. This is what it was for. It took all year to build the display. Clap, cheer, do something, make me feel proud. I like how this looks. It reminds me of the video games. But anywho, that essentially wraps it off for the final case of 2024, minus Mandy the Tacomet crew chief, because Mattel. Anywho, let me know which one your favorite was from this case. Piston Cup Productions signing out, and I will see you guys next time.